Yo, how's it going, guys? It's been a minute since I've streamed. We're back on stream today. I'm not gonna have my camera on today because I'm gonna be I'm gonna be eating, and we're gonna check the charts and see if we can get any setups from stream today. See if I can hold on. Let's see if we can put this to the side. So from my poll I sent out to y'all last night, seems like basically 44% of you guys are looking for very basic beginner videos, and another 56% are looking for intermediate advanced videos. To be honest, the intermediate advanced stuff is in general gonna be just the trade recaps I post. And then obviously the beginner stuff, I have a boot camp I'm doing right now, so I will be doing a series on my YouTube channel for those that are completely brand new to trading. And you guys will be able to learn from basically the start of what you should basically in general know about trading. Forgot to send the stream link. And then for those that are just from the YouTube and you don't have access to the Discord server, I'll post the link to the Discord in the stream chat so y'all can check that out. I'm trying to stream is a little delayed today from what I've noticed right now. It's like a few seconds behind. Let's see. Probably have to change some of my settings since last time. Everything got resetted on my PC, so some of my OBS settings might not be up to date. Should be though. Should be fine. Well, we'll see if we can find any setups in the PM session today. I wasn't on the charts earlier. I had something to do. So we're back on the charts now to see if we can find any setups on stream. I'm gonna still try to see if I can post daily on the YouTube for y'all. Again, the videos are gonna be quite short, but I think you guys are liking the new shorter videos, so I'll keep those posted. And then of course the boot camp, gonna have a lot of videos recorded for that, where I'll go over a lot of beginner videos because half you guys told me you guys are beginners, so try my best to make videos for y'all I've been training for several years, so it's just like from my perspective, I was thinking the beginner videos would be too like what's the word? Too easy, but then I realized that's like a pretty ignorant way of seeing things since you kind of have to learn the foundations before you move on to the more advanced stuff. So what I was looking at on ES when I just got on the charts a few minutes ago is that we could potentially go for the daily demand. We're extremely bearish today. We've been going down for 3 hours. So at this point, it's not really wise to look for longs, but I would look for longs if we can. If NQ can go for its daily demand, I think that's a really good place to go long. So we'll set an alert here on the daily there. It's not too far off. It's really not. We were able to create. Wait, that's daily candle. Yeah. 1 hour ago, we were able to do this move. You can easily go for daily demand here. So if you're looking for shorts, you can try to see if you can go for shorts. This is basically, you're basically going to be looking for like my stop hunter setup. If you're looking for shorts, something like this is what you'd be looking for. Because ES also has the 1 hour demand. If we go to the, sorry, not 1 hour, daily demand. So ES has daily demand right here. We'll see if we can look for longs down here. I'm going to see if I can refine this. We already hit the 4 hour, but this is something you got to be aware of. And let's see if we can refine it to the 1 hour. Nothing on the 1 hour that's not mitigated. 30 minute. Already hit the 30 minute, 15 minute. I think we already hit the 15 minute. So ideally the refined we're looking for is down here. Wait, why is this 6? Should be 3. So ideally we go all the way back down there. How far is this? It's a pretty far away. We might not be able to get there today, but we're about to approach daily demand on ES. It might POI SMT with NQ. Preferably we get both of them to hit the daily demand and we can look for longs here. I'd say looking for shorts is going to be a little bit lower probability if you're looking for internal continuations, because if you're going to be looking for those internal continuation shorts, you should be looking for like earlier, right? Before like maybe like here or here. Once we break more and more lows, me going further into discount, it's low probability to keep shorting. Let's see what setups there were today, though, that I missed out on since I wasn't on the charts earlier. So there was a setup sweeping A session high here. We are bearish, right? We're creating bearish structure here. This is also a low. Is this a data candle? I believe this is a data wick, if I'm not mistaken. It's right at 8:30. So this could have been a data wick here. That you guys have to check on that. But if it is, that would be obviously your clear draw to the downside. So on a day like today, you'd be looking for a sweep of some sort or some mitigation. Like for example, here we had this 1 hour mitigation right here. We're in this 1 hour supply. So ideally, you take pro trend here going for this data wick here, because you can see we have a massive imbalance below. Okay, so looking at this, the 1 hour's the supply is here, and you also have Confluence here that we swept 8 session high using my indicator here. And so let's see what setup was there. Is there an entry model here? There was. So the first, I think this is the first entry model here. Yeah, all of these IFGs are not valid. For those that are in the course, you know why. It has to be singular, not like multiple like this. It has to be a bearish candle. So your first setup here, depending on how you want to cover this, it's the first presented OB entry model. And then what's your target? Obviously weak lows. So this will be your first trade of the day today for 3.7. Now the second trade you could have taken is this. Now we'll say, keep in mind, you're counter trending here because we're short-term bearish. So if we're short-term bearish, you taking this immediate first presented long is going to be lower probability. And I think we made equal highs here. Took this out. So this is not a good long here. If you took a long here, this is not good. I'm checking the current Discord chat right now too to see what steps you guys took in the group. I don't think many people took the shorts from what I'm seeing here. Yeah, so one of y'all took longs here, which is very bad because price already mitigated the PY before your entry. If you entered here on an impulse or let's see, if you entered here on another entry model, maybe on the seconds, you could have TP'd here, right? We're not looking for these highs because we're bearish. So longs here for whoever took the longs here earlier, this is not a good long. Again, this is also lower probability long here. This is basically an invalid long here. This is, you could say valid. It's just a very low probability setup, counter trend. And then I'd say this is a much better long here. So if you took longs here, this is like solid. But keep in mind, this is still considered counter trend. If you're trading with the trend, you ideally wait for 50% to come back. And we never came back to 50% here. So what I see is this as inducement, aka I missed this short here, right? You guys know I'm trading based on probabilities. I'm not gonna catch every single trade. You're never gonna be able to catch every single setup in the market. That's just not a thing. And if you do, your win rate is gonna be lower. So sure, if you're shorted here for continuation, it worked, but usually I like to wait for price to come back to premium or do a stop on or sweep. So if you're trading today correctly, you're trading with the trend 3.78. If you took, I probably would have taken this long as an attempt. Again, if you took this long here, knowing this counter trend, you can be scalping this. Wait, let me see if price hit. NQ hasn't hit yet. We could look for a scalp here on ES. We're at ES daily demand. Damn, why is it so far? Anyway. If you can get an entry model, again, situations like this when internally price is creating such a huge range to the downside, I don't recommend people using seconds. I know some of you guys love using seconds, but you only really want to use seconds when the range is like small, not something when the range is like 1 hour. This is 60 candles for one range. Using seconds, you're gonna get stopped out a lot. So ideally, we can look for a potential entry model here, go long here. We'll wait out price to see if we can get some structure going. Like situations like this where we keep failing structure, in a sense where every time you go long it fails like this, there's times where I will be more picky and you can wait for more breaks internally to the upside before you take your longs. For example, you wait for this break internally, but you don't take this entry here, you wait for another break and then you look for a tracement and then continue. Instead of just like trying to go for just the first break. NQ still hasn't hit the daily demand yet, which is not ideal, but it's in 4-hour demand. 1 hour demand refined is down here on NQ. For those who are wondering what the indicators are, they're on my WAP website. If you want to get access to them. Venetia says, I took that short, but I TP'd early. Where'd you TP? Did you TP at the lows or did you TP here? Honestly, well, to be fair, there's nowhere you can TP. The only TPs would be like, the closest TP you could get is like 2.6 here. Because if you TP here, this is assuming you're going to take this long. So that's how I view the market. If I TP here, or wherever I place my TP, I'm most likely going to be looking for a reversal. So if I TP here, for example, that means I'm looking for longs here. If you're not like confident in price, if you're confident price might reverse on you here, you can go break even. So when price reaches this OB here, you can just go break even. And then obviously never hit your break even and you can let it run for more. So 3.7 is like the ideal optimization here. Sure, I know it ran 7, but let's be more realistic here. 3.7 is what most of you guys would be catching on this short. Just targeting a weak low. You can target a little bit past because, like I said, on the higher time frame, we have an imbalance below. A huge momentum move here, right? When we give big displacements like this, price tends to keep going. And that's why you see on a lower time frame, you guys have to understand price factorly. On a lower time frame, we're gonna have a lot of candles printing bearish. And so that's why it's risky to keep long and keep long and keep long. Like you don't want to be longing this. We hit daily demand now, so you can long here and look for a scalp. If you really want to long, you can even look for scalps here, which worked. Here is a setup. I know the indicator is not showing it right now because of the settings I have right now on the IFEG section, but there is a setup here. So there's a setup here. Once you inverse this, there's a setup here you could take long. I think it's on this candle. And you can place your TP stop loss prior to mitigation if you like. And where's your TP? You look for internal highs. Or you just go for a 1-to-1. There's an internal high here. There's also an internal high here. But look at how much further this one is. If price comes all the way back up here, it's very likely to just go for this mitigation. This would be your closest internal high here. So there's your 1-to-1 scalp. Remember, scalping when you're trying to counter trend is fine. Biochem said I took that short too. TP at 3 risk reward. Nice, man. Good job. I actually exceeded my daily profit consistency limit and had to take an internal small loss trade afterwards to get back within daily consistency. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. You know what's so funny though? It'd be the times where you had to like meet consistency requirements back when I was trading prop firms, where like you have to force yourself to lose. And when you have to force yourself to take a losing trade, for some reason, there's times where like I get multiple winners back to back to back, trying to take a loss on purpose to get within consistency, and it just messes it up even further. So yeah, it is actually kind of hard to take a loss too. If you were to take the long here, again, there's two risk reward presented here. Knowing that this is counter trend, guys. Wait, actually, let me look on the 1 hour. And this is within 1 hour demand here. So it's not a bad setup, but prices didn't play out all the way. So there's two risk reward of potential here. Remember, you don't have to always go for crazy targets. I see some of you guys don't have to always go for like insane TPs. The only times where I go for these insane TPs is when I'm extremely confident on my draw and liquidity and direction. If the direction is not clear, or if you're counter trending like taking this, you should not be having, I do not want to see you guys having targets like all the way up here, or even highs, which doesn't make sense. So again, NQ, hopefully it goes to our daily demand here. That would be ideal, because if ES goes up now and NQ goes up, well then NQ hasn't hit daily demand, ES is going to go down. We haven't had an entry model yet. If you look at the 30 seconds, you probably do, right? You can see the 30 seconds. Like I'm telling you guys, man, when you're counter trending, just go for the scalps, man. This is two risk reward right here. I don't think a lot of you guys realize you can be profitable scalping too. You don't have to go for insanely big moves like I do. You don't need to go for a 6 risk reward. My average risk reward is 3 to 4 now. Back then, it used to be higher. I'm moving away from prop accounts with consistency. Nice. I say honestly trade. If you're gonna go to a personal account, keep trading prop firms because you get the best ROI. Usually you can easily with prop firms get like a 10 times ROI. Like at the minimum, after one payout, you should be at a 10 times ROI. So keep trading prop firms, but at some point you'll get banned or limited. So then you can't do much there. Again, I can't really give a specific number because people get like restricted at different payout caps or payout amounts. It's really weird. I think it's completely just luck depending on how the company or prop firm is doing in terms of their finance department. Again, someone in the past said they only got banned at 10K payouts, which is like nothing, which is, you know, it's silly, but that's just how it is. We don't have an entry model to the upside, guys, so we'll keep waiting. Hopefully NQ can go for the daily. You'll see, this is like, for example, of a stop hunter. I'm gonna be honest. I usually like taking highs or lows that are a little bit more obvious, meaning a few bullish candles instead of just one. But this is not like a bad trade if you just take stop hunter here. And then if you scalp, it's just a 1-to-1. Go for a low, it's 1 to 2. Would I ever do something like this? Probably not, because I don't think y'all can understand, but at times you can get a stop hunter here and then price does a full reversal, but it's not a reversal to the upside, guys. It's just a full mitigation cycle to go for, let me see if there's something here, something up here, and then it continues in a direction. So you don't, it's not like ideal to be holding something like this all the way this far away. If it's something closer like the low here or just a 1-to-1, it's fine to hold, but usually like with this type of stop loss, it's pretty rare to just get a 1-to-10. NQ took out the low. ES probably going to take out the low too. I really don't see upside, to be honest, until we hit this daily demand here, or unless we get some entry confirmation and new structure building to the upside. Again, just keeping in mind, we're counter trending right now. It's not ideal to be spamming entry models. You got to know when to trade and when not to trade. So anyone that took the shorts earlier today, you did an amazing job because you're trading with the trend. Let's trade with the trend. Like, look, context is key. Previous day low is taken, but if we're bearish, okay, look at, like, it's, you don't even need any, like, there's no rocket science to determine trend, guys. Price is going to the bottom right of your screen. For the past 5 days, we've been bearish. What makes you think, like, all of a sudden we're just going to immediately shift bullish? Bearish for the past 5 days. You can even draw trend lines if you want. Like, look, I don't trade trend lines anymore. I used to, but we're going down. So if you're taking losses today longing, that's just you taking very low probability setups. You're count trending, which is not something I teach you guys to really do often. Especially if the trend is this heavy. Like, dude, just go to the 15-minute. Trend is very obviously bearish. You're gonna fail at longs, especially when we get closer to lows like these. Price is gonna push straight through these. You can see how, like, when you take out low here, we do get a nice long here, but that's because we're an internal price. We have demand here, but once we have everything fully mitigated, it's over. Like, these lows are gonna get ran. And you will never know exactly what day and when these lows will exactly get ran. But just know at some point, you're gonna have days like these where price is not gonna give you reversal trades. So, like, if you ended red today, it's okay. And the reason why I say it's okay is because look how many times you had opportunities to make so much money going long, trading counter trend. You went counter here, there's a lot of money to be made here. Counter here, this is choppy. This day was really choppy yesterday. But there is definitely, you can see, money to be made here. Went for a 15-minute PY above. Did it go for the 1 hour? It barely missed the 1 hour. I think it went for the 30-minute. Ooh, it got real close. Likely a QM model here instead. But nonetheless, the point is, on these other days, a day like this, if you're down like 3 or sword, it's completely okay because you should have made a lot of money trading these other past days. Even if you were wrong on direction the other past days, look at the counter trend trades. They still went in profit. But compared to today, look, when we take out the low, there's not a single bullish candle, basically. And days like these, when I see price going in just one direction like this with a clear draw, there's times where I just hop off the charts, y'all. Remember, you really don't want to be forcing trades. When I say forcing trades, keep in mind the entry model is an entry model, but to be profitable, you need to add context to your trades. It's like a story that you're building upon trading. You're just looking for the entry, trading with the trend. Like, here's an example trade. I didn't take this, but here's an example trade. You're looking for your draw, right? Like I said, NQ is probably going for the daily. We'll see if it goes there today. It's really not far away. Yes, it's kind of much further away. Wait, hold on. It's already in daily demand. What did I draw? I think I drew out. What did I draw here? 30-minute. This is 30-minute. This is fully mitigated. If NQ hits this daily demand, you can look for a solid long. Again, it's up to you. If you want a counter trend, you're not confident in trend holding, just take a scalp 1-to-1. Otherwise, look for further targets. But like I said, when price trends like these, days like these, scalping is going to be your bread and butter because it's going to be a higher probability hitting TP before your stop loss. Like, if you see the other days, we go back, I remove all my trades here, so chart's not as laggy. Like, for example, here, took out near session low and boom, you have a really nice long here to the upside. Delivery was not honestly great here, but it gave you a lot of opportunities to re-enter if you missed a trade. Again, yesterday was horrible. Very choppy. You still could have ended green yesterday, but I remember there was a 5 seconds that held here on my trade. Very unfortunate. Majority of times we will run like all these highs, but you see another manipulation right below the stop loss, going for my TP. What can you do, right? This is trading. You gotta accept the risk. Let me review some of y'all's trades that you took in the group too. Let me see. Again, if you guys are new here to the stream, make sure to leave a like on the stream and join the free Discord. I have it linked in the Discord or in the YouTube stream chat. It's also on my website. So if you just go to centraltradersuniversity.com, you'll find a button. It's a pretty clear green button to join the Discord. Don't know if any of you guys took the stop hunter. It's just not something I'm a big fan of taking though. But worked out here. Like if you look at it this way, like days like these, even if your direction is wrong, this is one benefit that scalping has that I don't have in terms of how I trade most of the times, is just looking for the big move. Because when on days like these, if I'm looking for a big move counter trending, I'm gonna end red if I'm taking these counter trend trades. Most times I don't try to counter trend trade often, so I won't end red, but look at how many times you can still make money. Scalping. So here is your scalping model. You try to, okay, it's not a one-to-one. You either break even here on this trade or you hit stop loss there. Let's say that's a break even. You have an easy one-to-one here. Like within 2 candles, you hit one-to-one, right? And then obviously when price comes back here, you don't really want to take a trade here, especially knowing your counter trend. Just because you have a re-entry model doesn't mean you want to take this again, because keep in mind, we're bearish. Another trade here, this is another one-to-one, so it'll be break even, 1, 2, right? And then what? If you just scalp, let's say you scalp the short 2. That's a 1, break even, 2, 3. You're up through your support, and your direction is just wrong. I took that stop hunter setup to pass a prop eval with only a few hundred left to profit target. Nice job, man. Awesome work. Great work. I'll mark it here for you guys that are on the stream that don't understand what I'm talking about. If you want to learn a stop hunter setup, you just click on the $100 course or the mentorship, and you learn everything. It's part of my strategy. Now let's see if there's any other counter trend setups that were here. I think this is all fully mitigated. So usually, like I tell you guys, most times if you're looking for one-to-one scalps, IFVGs work better because once it takes out this internal high, it's a stop hunter setup. You don't really want to have your OB limit here if you're counter trending. So a perfect example of being wrong in direction, you'll still be up through your support today. So this is just like a mistake that you guys are making. Some of you guys are making, not all of you guys, some of you guys are making in terms of your TP placement, knowing that you're counter trending. Let me see some of the other setups you guys took here. So yeah, just meaning the longs here, you guys are taking counter trend setups. So I saw some of you guys take that trade. This is, the entry is correct here. Like you guys know the entry models I teach all in the course, it's 100% mechanical. There's no like way you can like mess up the entry. The context is what's important though. If you're in a counter trend, go for the one-to-one or go break even. Like this shouldn't be a loss, right? If you took this trade, this shouldn't be a loss. So a lot of you guys I saw were probably TPing up here, knowing it's the counter trend trade. Let me see some of y'all's other trades. Let's see. When you guys, yeah, again, Another fatal mistake. When you guys took this long here, when we already mitigated the origin of the leg, you don't really want to do this. Especially the only time where this is somewhat okay is if this is pro trend, but this is clearly not pro trend. We're clearly going to the downside. So no, this is not ideal at all to be. This is a 100% invalid setup. Never a setup you should never be taking. Some of you guys are just spamming entry models, and I tell you guys this before in the past, but you're not gonna. I don't say you're not gonna be profitable, but it's extremely difficult to be consistently profitable with an edge in the market if you're gonna spam and react to the market. Like, yes, sure, market reactions are important to confirm your trade. But if you're taking the reactions on the wrong places, trying to counter trend, look what happens. Fail, fail. So please go for the one-to-one targets if you're not confident or your trend is just wrong. These are days where price does not go back to 50% at all, you know? And I tell you guys this in the course too. There's no one strategy system that the market follows 100%. If that was the case, you'd have a 100% win rate. Price is not always going to come out to 50%. But I like to wait for 50% if I'm looking for shorts. The reason why, unless I'm taking stop hunter, for my main setup, almost always I'm looking for 50%. And I tell you guys this is because more often than not, price will come back to that 50% if you're looking for that expansion or mitigation cycle. This is the odds of like 1 out of 10 where price goes in one direction. If you accept days like these, your overall P&L will be fine because you accept, like when I go into trading, guys, I already accept the risk and variance. I already accept the variance knowing that price is not going to follow my system every single day. And that's why I tell you guys, you need to adjust. If you're taking counter trends, adjust your TPs one-to-one. If you're taking a pro trend, hold your TP. Counter, one-to-one, one-to-one. Like, taking counter today, it's a 100% win rate with one-to-one. You get a winner here, break even, maybe a loss here. And then I don't see any other setups here, to be honest. So you can see how scalping for one-to-one, you have less variance in terms of your win rate. That's just how numbers work. NQ is looks like it's about to go for a daily demand I was pointing out earlier. It doesn't have to go for my refined 30-minute here, guys, by the way. This is just, if it does, it's a higher probability if it hits both, but if it just reverses off the daily, then I'm fine with that. Again, I'm going to be honest, I'm probably going to be just looking for a scalp here, even though it's daily demand. When we get high time frame POIs, price tends to do a lot more sweeps and then go. It's not just always tap and go. Sometimes you get good reaction sweeps, good reaction sweep. Usually we get one sweep, but sometimes we can get two. And this is just, price accumulating orders, more liquidity, and then going for the huge move. It is 1 o'clock, so we might be able to get the huge move tomorrow. We'll see if we get it today. Let me see if there's any news today. I don't think there's any news today, though. No news today in the afternoon session. So without news, we're going to probably have low volatility for the rest of the day today here. I'll be looking for really just a scalp going long. Ideally, if NQ also mitigates this daily demand, I'll draw a line here too. Or I could take it prematurely before the mitigation, which is just lower probability. The only reason why you take it prematurely is because ES did already hit the POI. Okay, we have 47 minutes to see if this closes. If you want to go for the internal high, it's 1.67. See if I can get filled here. Gotta wait for this candle first though, see if it closes with this gap. If we inverse here, it's not as ideal because the next internal high is right here. You're not gonna really have much room to break even or TP. You could probably do something like this. So either one, whichever one works first, I'll take it. Stop loss is gonna be very small though in this trade if we inverse. See what NQ is doing. Hopefully NQ can inverse this too. If NQ inverses, there's two highs right here. This is the more prevalent high we could look for. Let's see, 5 minute. There's a gap right there, single in the 5 minute. I'm gonna have my stop loss a little bit wider here just for a 1-to-1. All right, there you go. NQ inversed. Hit the internal high right there as soon as it inversed. If you're looking for the big move, ideally, honestly, you look for the daily demand here. See if we can find something on daily. Okay, depending on how you took this, probably hit your stop. So you can try waiting for the OB. Just 1 hour mitigation here. I think we took it out. I can't tell. Usually if we take out like a prime internal high, like I said, it's kind of like this scenario where it's like low probability. It could definitely go 1-to-1. Mitigation is mitigation. You'll get like a reaction from the POI. So like you could hit 1-to-1 without going for any internal. We're really close to daily demand here. Just a few ticks away. This is the final boss counter trending. I'm gonna mark out the other POIs here too for tomorrow. Might be able to seize tomorrow the trade-off of going long. So for my buys tomorrow, it's gonna be, if we can get down here, we can go for a bullish move, or we sweep this as inducement potentially. This is not as clear for inducement because right below it's fully mitigated. I really doubt price is really gonna go all the way back down here. when you already have all this liquidity built up above. Hopefully NQ can SMT here and just mitigate. You guys can go higher. Whoa. Okay. NQ bit and mitigated right to the tick. Yep, right to the exact tick. Let's see if ES can push up for just a 1-to-1 here. If this fails here, probably not going to look for anything else because we have just a huge way before the next POI right here. So maybe look for a weird time frame. Usually I don't use weird time frames though, like 3 hour. It's nothing there. All right, we should be able to make up for that real quick with this 1-to-1 here with the ES. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for NQ to SMT here internally to push ES higher. You could low-key look for a 1-to-1 scalp here with NQ too if you want. Closes above. But I don't usually trade NQ. I like to just trade ES, to be honest. I know most of you guys in the group trade NQ, which is not a problem. But I'm wondering, like, since NQ is more volatile, gold does more liquidity sweeps or internal sweeps than ES. So if NQ is more volatile, I'm pretty sure it probably does more fake outs. Could be wrong, but I stick with ES. There it is. There's TP on ES for 1-to-1. If you're confident in this holding, since, like I said, I literally can't make this up, guys. It literally hit my level to the tick. It's literally to the tick. Telling y'all the accuracy of what I teach is absolutely insane. Why is it not showing in a lower time frame? Look at that. You can even bottom technically with my strategy, but I'll be honest, I'd rather wait for more confirmations than just bottom tick with limit orders. If you're more confident now, since NQ hit the daily I was talking about, you can hold your TP to the 1 to 2 here, or even the PY right above here for 1 to 3. If you want to look for the high time frame expansion, it'd be, let's see, you switch time frames until you find something that looks clear, either or unmitigated, or something that makes more sense. So I'd say something like that for 3 risk reward. Again, it's lower later in the day. Volatility is not going to be as high. I know some of y'all do trade afternoon session. Me personally, I try to take most of my trades in the morning. If you're trading NQ, you would either scalp TP, like I said here. You should have been able to get a 1-to-1 here, like I said. Yeah, it's 1-to-1. Did anyone take those longs? You're trying to go for the target. I'm gonna be honest, if your stop loss is here, it's gonna be a little bit risky going for the target, because you're kind of covering the mitigation here, but not by a lot. You can go for this PY here, 3.5. Usually, here's the thing: when we get like structure like this, where we get tons and tons of PYs in a row, it's not as clear in terms of TPs on which PY to go for. But we did mitigate daily demand, so we can expect a bigger move. Or, like I said, probabilities. When everything price does is mitigates, goes lower, sweeps, and then does a true move to the upside. Sometimes it just goes, other times it does the sweeps. There's no really way to concretely identify. It's just about, managing your trade properly with your expectations. If you want to hold, again, there's just so many TPs you can go for. This is 5 risk reward. Personally, if you're red on day, 5 risk reward should easily come out green. You can even go for this above for 8. If you're looking for a true high time frame, you think this is the bottom, you can go for 15 risk reward. Right there. PY right there. PY right here. Or 13 risk reward. I think that's equivalent to going for this, I believe, on ES. But I don't know. You guys that trade NQ, let me know. How often do you get internally swept? Like something like this. Because from my experience, I tend to see NQ do this more than ES. Where NQ does this internal sweep, which would stop you out if you're taking the OB entry here. Which, in this case, look, ES held the OB entry perfectly. Because if that's true from y'all's experience trading NQ, then I don't really think trading NQ is going to honestly be good for your stats trading. It's going to have a lower win rate. Unless the risk reward makes up for it. Here's another free gem for y'all that are watching the stream. NQ sweeps a lot. I assume it's going to do it every trade. Okay, yeah. So I guess for y'all that are struggling with their win rate slightly, you probably trade ES if it does those sweeps all the time. Because I hate getting like swept. So if NQ is truly doing that more often, from what I've noticed at least and observed, it does it more often. It's not good. It's a nice 3 risk reward trade if it goes for his TP here. Again, I just TP'd at the internal for a scalp, but you can also go for this 3 sword. Fall asleep trading ES sometimes. What's up, Mike? Welcome to the YouTube channel. Again, if you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe, leave a like on the stream. Damn, is ES that slow for y'all, man? I mean, not gonna lie, I've been trading ES my whole life, or not whole life, ever since I started trading, so I don't personally see it being slow, but I guess if you trade NQ, it's slow. Hey man, if it's slow, but I have a higher win rate training ES, I'll take it. No, I'll take it. Rather have a higher win rate than, you know, I'd rather have a higher win rate and take my trades taking a little bit longer to hit TP than having a lower win rate. You guys should probably, if you're trading NQ and you're struggling with your win rate, I'd recommend you guys backtest ES compared to 2. I just never felt the need to do the backtesting just because what I trade already is already profitable, already works very well for me. My win is already very good. And if my win is already good, I just don't feel the need to keep putting in time and effort and then just like end up confusing myself and being indecisive. If NQ already works for you, stick with NQ, you know. If it doesn't, then maybe you want to try ES. Did anyone here take these longs though with me off the daily here? If this is their true move, we just basically caught the bottom on stream to the tick. Again, the first entry here you could have taken, as soon as you enter, you're basically break even. That's usually the problem. Like usually when the internal high gets taken out, you don't want to take the trade anymore because you can expect a reaction from it. That's why I was fine taking the OB here. I already told you guys, you can even go back in the stream. I said I'm looking for hopefully NQ does SMT into the daily, because if it does do that, ES is going to hold this OB. That's why I took the OB. I mean, it could be experience, but to be honest, I wouldn't even say what I just said about the SMT and ES holding this is experience. Just look at the time, 118. And ES was here at 117. NQ was here at 117. But then as soon as 118 hits, NQ retook at the low. ES, the low is still already down here. He had a smaller reaction on ES. It wasn't as far away. Or it wasn't as close to the low, so you can anticipate this just be SMT. But yeah, if you took the OB on NQ, unfortunately it failed. SMT'd, man. But I trade ES, so. What about YM? I looked at YM a few times. Personally, I don't trade it. I'm not too familiar with YM. Don't even honestly know the huge difference between YM and ES, to be honest. I just stick with the main standard futures. If you guys are new here, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, join the free Discord channel or Discord server. And then if you want to vote, feel free to vote in this poll here. I have it on my channel. The post is really just to gauge like interest from you guys in terms of beginner versus advanced content or videos on the channel. We'll have both, obviously, to help both sides. Either you guys are experienced or beginners, but it seems like a lot of you guys are also beginners. So I'll post like very beginner videos like risk management, how to read candlesticks, like super beginner videos. I just never really made too many videos on that just because I thought it was too easy, but I keep forgetting, man. I'm years ahead in my trading journey. Some of you guys are just completely new and just follow my channel, and I'm sure like probably the stuff I talk about in my trade recaps probably don't make too much sense to you. You probably don't understand it too well because you're new to trading. So like the jargon, the terms I'm saying, especially since the trade recaps are very short now, I like to keep them short so you guys that are advanced in trading or in the course already, you guys already know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't have to repeat myself, but for those that are obviously new to trading, you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't have the course, I'll have some free videos on my YouTube to get you settled with the foundation and basics of trading. There's no reason to charge money for it to learn like the foundation of trading. I don't think you ever should charge money for something that beginner level. That's why I'm posting it for free on YouTube. But if you want to learn the more advanced stuff, like my actual trading strategy and system, then I'd recommend you check out the 100 Store course. I got everything in there. We also have a trading Discord group chat you get access to, and now you also get a free trading journal as well. Includes all my trading journals, journal trades. You can look through them, and it'll help you guys learn at a much faster pace and become profitable quicker. I've been trading for only less than 3 months. Okay. Yeah, so let me know, man. Let me know, Mike, what type of beginner trading videos you find helpful that you want to see on my channel. I'll post them complete for free. I'm not going to make you guys sign up for some email BS marketing or anything like that. It'll just be completely free for my YouTube, on the YouTube channel. Obviously, I'm not going to go over my strategy in the free YouTube videos. That's obviously gate kept for the course members that pay. But beginner free foundational stuff, I believe everyone should have a grasp and understanding of. Please do the beginner intro videos. You'll save me a lot of time. My girlfriend wants to learn how to trade, but I haven't had the time to teach her the basics. Gotcha. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, definitely save you a lot of time. That, yeah, makes sense. I'm the wrong person to ask that. I just lurk and watch your videos. No, Mike, you're not the wrong person. You're actually the right person to ask. Because you're the right targeted audience. I'm trying to make beginner videos for y'all that are beginners. So for a beginner, you have the best piece of advice in terms of what you want, what you are trying to learn in trading. Like, because I can't tell anymore from a beginner's perspective because I'm already advanced into my journey in trading career. So it's just like the beginner stuff I think is too simple to even teach, but to you guys, as beginners, you probably have a better POV on what you are looking for in terms of learning. I'm not saying you're telling me like what to say in my video. I'm just saying like video ideas, things you guys want to learn. Like risk. Okay, I guess I'll name a few on top of my head. Is anyone here holding this long, by the way, that I caught out here? Again, if you took on NQ, you probably took a loss. Took on ES, it's not a loss, it's a win. Or are you guys done trading right now? It's an easy 3.5 versus word. This is late textbook here. I'll even write the notes here too if you guys want on stream. If you don't understand the jargon, I'd recommend you just go straight for the course, because in the course, here's how I like to do it. You go to my DWOP website, sign up for the free Discord access and course. So I'll send my WOP website, click on it, Mike, and you can get access to my free trading course. I have a beginner's course in there that's completely free. I recommend you check that out, and then once you finish that, then you can get the 100 risk reward course that goes over my entire strategy right after. Or if you just want to jump straight into my strategy and think you can learn, like, well, it's self-paced, so you don't have to learn quick, but if you think you can learn, well, you just go straight for the course, but 100 risk reward course. Otherwise, there's a free little trading guide-ish. I assume no one else is trading right now. You guys are probably done trading, right? Because no other trades except for this long I called out on stream. I TP'd for 1-to-1. You can hold this clearly for this PY above. This is inducement here for this PY right here. We are in high time frame demand, so you can even see a much bigger move from here. But keep in mind, if you get an internal sweep, it will be an internal sweep on the, like, it will look like some, if we get an internal sweep, it's going to look like something like this on the 30-minute. Okay, this is from experience trading for so long. I know how candles print respective each time frame. If we get this TP on ES here, for example, or if you just TP here, what it's going to look like if we want to go for internal sweep is going to look like something like this on the 30-minute. You're going to have like a something of that nature with the kind of like a wick closure like that. And I think, what PY is this? I think I marked this as a PY here. This is a 1 hour. Let me make it more accurate here, but this is the proof of concept, man. What I teach you guys in the course, it works to the tick. Literally, NQ hit the exact line I put on here on stream in front of y'all, and you get a nice move off of it. I don't know how close this price can really get, to be honest. I think this is literally a 1 tick difference. Hold on. 4 ticks. Which is like barely anything. It's literally nothing on NQ. It's literally to the tick. So this is what it would look like on the 30-minute if price did something like this and reversed after your TP. This is what the 30-minute candle is going to print and look like. Hopefully you guys caught that banger with me on stream, man. It's giving away free money. Break and retest at 23496. I don't really trade levels anymore. I actually used to. 496. We already at 23496. Unless you're saying you're waiting for this retest here to go higher, sure. But I don't trade levels personally, so. But if it works for you, you know, use it, man. Use what works best for you. For me, what works best is just taking the initial entry down here for the most part. You can also wait for a confirmation, of course, go higher. But I was really looking for a 1-to-1 here. It seems like it's going to go for a 1-to-3, 1-to-4 here. If you guys are also new, make sure to click the link there to join the free Discord server, man. We got tons of sauce in the free Discord servers for y'all. Especially if you're new to trading, there's a free get started with trading section. There's a whole FAQ. I explain, like, answer questions like what assets do I trade, what indicators do I use, what's my main strategy, how long did it take me to become profitable, how long have I been trading. There's free trading resources, trading wisdom. There's links to trading softwares like backtesting. If you're trying to backtest, I recommend you guys use FX Replay. They recently published an update based on what I heard in a Discord server that you can, I believe, test out different risk reward now without having to like completely like journal everything. You know, to give you like your ideal risk reward. Back then they didn't. The ideal risk reward thing was, I'm gonna be honest, it was pretty off. So they've definitely upgraded. They've been getting good, man. So recommend FX Replay. If you want a discount, you can use my code JTrades. which is on the bottom right of my screen. If you don't want a discount, don't use my code. It's kind of straightforward, as simple as that. If you're holding this NQ trade here off this IFVG inverse, this is going to be a banger, man. Given the time right now, how it's almost 2 o'clock, I really wouldn't want to be holding for the super far because price might not be able to have enough time to reach there. You can definitely get like a 1 to 8 maybe. But in situations like this where the structure is a little bit unclear, you can go for like a mitigation play just to mitigate here. If you want to go for a scalp here to be safe, you can scalp here to the downside, or you can trade all the way down here and then trade continue higher. It's basically just structure. Price is going to do that, or it's going to do something like this, or it's going to do something like this. Boom, stop hunter. As long as you can accept the outcomes of the market, which I've made a video within the course, the 100 or so course talking about it, your psychology is going to be a lot easier to manage in trading because you accept outcomes in trading. You accept that there is uncertainty in every single trade. There's no 100% guarantee. If price doesn't do what you want, it's going to do something else that you already can expect it to do if it doesn't do what you want to do, if that makes any sense. I know the way I worded it probably is a little wordy, but if you've been trading for quite some time, you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like if and then statements. If this happens, this happens. If else, this happens. Or else, this happens. And I already know what the else statements are for how other trades can occur and happen. And so psychology is a lot easier to handle, man. It's a lot easier, man. Welcome, Facebook, for joining the Discord. That's a pretty interesting Discord name, Facebook. Price reacted off inducement right here, this high. This is kind of like a stop hunter setup here, for example. That's what it looks like. TPs are honestly really up to you. Like I said, you can TP here, hold for the 3 sword if you think stop hunter is going to hold. Another probability, price reverses off this, and we can get like a nice move here and then go higher. Another potential outcome is price goes all the way back down here to do an internal sweep. And then you get your move to the upside off that 30-minute, like I was talking about, 30-minute potential sweep. When I trade, I already accept the potential outcome of all these. I already know in a sense of if my trade fails, what price is going to do next. When you have a plan backed up for what price is going to do next, it's a lot easier to trade. I'm not really debating on what I need to do next. I already know what I'm going to do next. Hassani said, would you ever do a monthly fee? What monthly fee would you be talking about though? The trading indicators, there's a monthly fee. Or if you want the indicators you see on the charts right now, all 7 of them, there is one spot left for lifetime access. So if you just want lifetime access to the indicators, you can get it on my site right now. I can send you the link if you want. Here's a link for lifetime access to indicators. Right there, it's just a one-time. It's only $100 more than the yearly price, so most people just get the one-time instead of the yearly. I got one spot left for that price point. After that, it's going to go back to the original price of like 1K-ish for lifetime. And then I believe the mentorship is closed since yesterday. What's up, man? Having a good week, I see. What's up? How's your week doing? In terms of trades today, it's just really this trade here for the most part. These were just example trades. I was just showing to everyone. Probably delete them on a chart so people don't think I took these trades, because I did not take these trades. I was just showing the group how you can scalp your trades here. This is how you be scalping counter trend. But yes, this is a trade I did call on stream here though, on ES. To the tick tier 2 on NQ. I gave out this level right here, and if you even had a limit order here, I don't know where you would place your stop loss, because I don't really trade like this with just a limit order like this for the most part, especially when we have a huge massive range, but would have worked out perfectly here. Mike said, do you not live stream AN times? No, usually on YouTube, I usually just stream afternoon session. Because I'll give like trade ideas and my bias and drawing liquidity, things of that nature, when it's very clear to the Discord chat for the morning trades. And then I'll just hop on YouTube for the afternoon. Hassani said, Discord for the signals, for your callouts. I don't do monthly fees for the Discord. It's just a one-time fee. You could just think of it like this. You're paying for the course, not for my signals. You're paying for the course. The Discord chat and community plus the train journal, those are just bonuses to your purchase included within the course. So you could think of the Discord chat as just free. Because I used to not have the Discord chat. As some of you guys are OG members, you may know back in the day, I was just charging this price just for the course. And now I added the Discord chat and the train journal too. So there's no separate subscription in a sense for the Discord channel. The reason why I have it as a standalone course in the beginning is because I wanted people to not like, I wanted people to learn how to fish. I don't know about you guys, but I got into trading to do this as a full-time job and career, not to make $1 million and like quit. I feel like a lot of people that are looking for just purely signals, they're kind of the same people that, or most of them are the same people that are just trying to get rich and then think they can just retire early or retire within a year. It's just not how it works. Well, at least that's not how I view trading. I'm viewing trading from a very long-term perspective. I plan on trading full-time for like the next 30 years. Stampede said, how long did it take you to turn profitable? Are you in a Discord, Stampede? I can't remember if you are. If you're in a Discord, go to Trading FAQ. It answers like basically most of your questions, especially that one. There's a channel in there right under Get Started with Trading. Again, if you guys are completely new to trading, create a Discord account, join a Discord server, because I have a lot of useful information in there, especially for you guys that are beginners, you guys want to create a great foundation in trading. It's a great resource, man. Let's see. So one of you guys are red. 1, 2, 3. So one of you guys in the Discord are red through your sword today. If you just took, like I said, the call I gave out on stream, depending on where you TP, 2 to 3, or just even 1, it could be break even or a green, potentially. But to answer your question in a straightforward manner, it took me about roughly a year. But that's a really long time, because most of you guys are not putting in the same amount of time I'm putting in to trading. When I started trading, I was like fully locked in, dedicated. I even work less hours so I can dedicate my time to trading. You know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Like I tell you guys, recommend still keep your job, keep your income, have a stable source of income until you can prove yourself 3 months of green. But I cut my hours of working so I can still have some income on the side to funnel into trading, learning, education. I'd say education is the most important thing in trading. Once you get the education done, the rest is just screen time. Screen time, back testing, optimizing, improving, journaling. These are things that are very boring, but the boring things make you profitable. A lot of people that are struggling still in trading, okay, maybe not a lot. I'd say probably most. I'm not saying everyone, of course, just saying most people that are still struggling trading. You're trading live without any data collecting or back testing. You're also just not doing a lot of the boring work. No one likes journaling. Okay, that's just a fact. But for those that are in the 100 course, you guys have access to my trading journal, right? In the WAP. So if you click on the trading journal, you can see I've journaled 630 trades in there that I've taken within the past year, all the way from 2024. If I can do that, if I can journal 640 trades while I was already profitable, you guys should easily be outdoing me. It really just depends on how bad you really want this. It's not in terms of how bad of time, it's how bad of in terms of your actions you're taking. Boring stuff makes you money in trading, guys. Boring stuff makes you money. A lot of you guys are going to the markets, no data, no strategy. Even if you do have a strategy, sometimes you're deviating from the edge or strategy, and you're thinking that's just going to give you profits. Problem is, that's not how trading works. Trading rewards boring work. It doesn't reward dopamine. I'm not going to compare it to a casino because there's no skill in the casino. There's skill in trading to improve your edge. But in trading, a lot of people are unprofitable because you're attached to like the dopamine hit of like going for like a 1 to 10, 1 to 12 risk reward, taking trades live without doing any of the necessity ahead of time. Also, here's another example of scalping. Here's a 1-to-1, guys. Look, you can have direction wrong because let's say this supply doesn't hold or this inducement doesn't hold, and we go for the next zone. You can be wrong and still TP and hit a winning trade. There's another example of scalping to you. This is a stop hunter setup. Like I said, if you miss initial move, you can take the stop hunter setup. I mean, there's so many ways to cash this. And stop hunter setup here, this is easy 3 or sword, 3 to 6. I also have a problem with journaling. What's your problem? Is your problem because it's boring? Because yes, it is very boring. But do you like trading or do you like money? I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I started trading and learning trading not because of money. I know most people learn and get into trading because they see the flashy Lamborghinis, things of that nature, but that's not the reason why I got into trading. I got into trading because I was actually really intrigued about understanding how the markets actually move. That's why I have such a profitable system and strategy now that I teach y'all, because I figured out an edge in the market. It's not a 100% win rate, but it's a good win rate with a high risk reward. That's all I need to create an edge in the market. Of course, the bigger your account size grows, your edge is going to slowly disappear because your risk reward is going to decrease. But at the moment, my edge is still positive with what I got right now. So I'll keep trading this until it doesn't work anymore. Once it doesn't work anymore for my position size, then that's a problem, honestly, for another time. It's not really a worry or concern or a problem I'm really focused on or thinking about right now, because it doesn't matter, man. It's not relevant to me right now. Focus on what's relevant to you, your life, your current situation, and your current state and progress in your trading. Focus on the now. Don't think about the future of I'm gonna make $1 million my first year. It's kind of a useless thought. I'm gonna keep it real. Uses motivation, but it's a useless thought because you have to get good enough at trading to even get there. Otherwise, there's no point in thinking of you making $1 million or millions. I think NQ mitigated. Nope, it did not. It hit a POC right here, which is the 5-minute. Like, I'm telling you guys, accuracy is insane. But I teach y'all. This is probably the 5-minute, isn't it? Nope, it's this candle right here. Close enough. You have a reaction right there to the tick. See, scalpers, if you're just scalping back and forth, you could make, sometimes scalping makes more money than me holding for a higher risk reward targets because you have higher trade frequency, aka meaning you can scalp back and forth. For example, you can scalp the shorts here initially, scalp the stop hunter for 1-to-1, and then you can, after that, there's no setup actually. So I wouldn't take this short here, to be honest with you. But there's so many ways you can take trades. There's no one size fits all in trading because at the end of the day, it's a probabilities game. It's kind of like rolling the dice, but the dice rolls more often in your favor than not. But yeah, always document your trading, man. You guys check the FAQ section if you're curious about my trading journey and how I became profitable. But I'm telling you, it took me roughly around a year, but it was a year of full commitment almost. Aside from working a job on the side, it was basically full. It's kind of like full-time learning almost. It's not something obviously everyone's going to do, but I was willing to take the risk. Spent a lot of time though. But that time was going over also tons of different strategies, trying out new and different things. And then I ended up here now trading what I currently trade. Because I found what I currently trade works. It just works the best. Forgot to post the stream on Twitter or X. Oh well. There's the dumpy. We had an SMT with NQ. This is where you can potentially, like I said earlier, you could get a situation where you get a sweep, like a 30-minute candle. Might be able to even go for, actually, how far is this? Low key, we might, if you get enough volatility, we might even be able to reach these two PYs below today. And then hopefully tomorrow we'll lean towards bullishness tomorrow. If we can get down there already. Prepare for tomorrow. God, to thank you for emphasizing the backtesting. I've significantly increased my backtesting since buying your course, and I've already improved my performance in only a couple of weeks of backtesting. Great job, man. Thank you for putting in like actual work. Like, sure, yes, my course helped you, but ultimately, you guys are the ones that are putting in the time and effort, and you guys are the ones that are making these decisions on what you want to do with your time. You want to chase dopamine hits before you're consistently profitable, aka live trading without any data, or do you want to focus on collecting data and then improving based upon it? There's another SMT, I think. Equal, I think it's equal. But usually if my stop loss is right there, I'm 100% getting stopped out. That's why I tell you guys, give it like a tick or two of breathing room. But I most likely get stopped out here. Granted, my previous stop loss, I think I had it below here. But I already exited this trade a while ago just for a one-to-one. But yeah, good job on your end for, you know, consuming my course content, taking the course, but also ultimately like doing the boring stuff. Because the boring stuff makes you guys money. It's not the dopamine chase. That's why like I really don't want to be friends with anyone in this trading industry. I want to stay in my own lane. Because there's just too much. I'm not a fan of the trading industry for the past years. It's just like, it's all dopamine hits. It's all videos of people hitting TPs in a Lambo. Like, that's just not how real trading works. And you see these guys, when they hit TPs and everything, they get super excited. Whenever I hit winning trades now, there's no excitement at all. I'm very calm because there's no reason to be excited. I'm not here to make money on one trade and then just like dip. I'm here to make money over a long run. I'm making money taking short-term trades, but over a long run, focusing on the long-term P&L. That's what you guys should be focused on when you're trading. If you're not focused on your long-term P&L and you're focused too short-term, that's an issue. That brings up psychological issues when you're drawdown. You guys, I'm curious, how many, I asked this question before and most people said no. How many of you guys truly have traded through drawdown multiple times and came out green? I doubt it. Most people don't. Most people just blow the account and start tilting and taking random trades before that even, they don't give their edge a chance to even play out. If you don't give your edge a chance to even go through drawdown periods, I even made a free YouTube video, guys. Recommend you check it out. I even made a free YouTube video talking about this. Your true drawdown versus your account drawdown. Make sure your risk management aligns with your true drawdown, not your max drawdown on your account. If your max drawdown is hitting before your true max drawdown, you have to change your risk management system. Look at this. I mean, you guys trading NQ, let me know. But like, you guys see how like ES didn't take out the low? It just made equal lows, but NQ took out the low there again. I don't know. It might just be me, but just from my observations, it just seems like NQ just stops you out a lot more. And if that's the case, you guys probably I wouldn't recommend trading NQ. Your win is going to be lower. I can go on NQ to show you guys real quick what I'm talking about. Oh, sorry, never mind. I don't know why I thought NQ took out the low. It didn't. Is there something in 30 seconds? I mean, I can't make this up, guys. There's 15-second PY held right there. But the main thing that held this is because we had NQ mitigate the 1 minute right here at 204. That's when price hit here at 204. Hope we can see some more upside here. Ideally, we hold the daily demand mitigation here and don't go further past down. And from here, we can shift structure. Hopefully to just go for new all-time highs soon after this point. Scenario 2 would just be, like I said, we go lower, do some more sweeps, and then get that kind of like wick off confirmation to the upside. I don't trade wick off, but it's kind of what wick off is. It's kind of like stages of distribution and accumulation, and price does sweeps before it does the true move in this direction. Again, you always want to keep in mind that probabilities are a thing in trading. This is not your typical job. Okay, here's you guys have to think about trading like this, man. Trading is probably, let me think, to a certain extent, which most people are going to be satisfied with P&L wise, you have almost infinite like scalability in trading. I think like if you're talking about being a billionaire, trading at that point, you're not going to be able to become a billionaire trading retail strategies. Or at that point, it's more of a hedge fund, quant trading firm kind of thing. Triple SMT. Yeah, I don't look at YM, so the thing is, it's just too much noise in my personal opinion. If you have too much things looking at focused on your screen, it's too much. I used to have like Bookmap. I used to have all sorts of things, man. But at the end of the day, I trade with just 2 monitors. Honestly, when I'm actively trading, I really just have 1 monitor and it's just TradingView. And then I execute, if I'm on stream, I execute my trades on my phone. Otherwise, I'll have my broker connected here on this TradingView window to execute. Because I can trade directly in TradingView too if I want to, since I have the Tradovate add-on. It's only $9 a month too. Extremely cheap for integration. But what I was trying to say earlier is the potential, like the ceiling gap or for trading is so high, like P&L potential. If you're working, even if you're like a doctor, so let's say you have a doctor degree, even as like a doctor, I'd assume most doctors, they probably cap out around like 500K a year. for most people, I'm not saying it's a cap, but most people probably cap out around 500K a year USD, at least where I live. And trading, you can go for multi-millions. So the skill gap is very big in trading between beginners and professional traders. But at the same time, there's a reason why trading takes a lot more effort than majority of other careers to become profitable. Number one, people don't like doing the boring stuff. He talked about this. Biochem even stated himself, backtesting really helps you improve so much quicker than just staring at the chart, live trading. Because the problem with live trading is you're involved with your emotions too much. You want to make sure your strategy works from an objective standpoint of view before you even add subjectivity. So that's why like trading is aka so difficult, or so many people fail. People don't like doing the boring work. Also takes quite a bit of time to become profitable, but the payoff is high. Anything, I heard this recently. I think it was like a video I was watching on YouTube out of nowhere. They said it best. Someone said it best. Trading, anything that has extremely high reward to return, aka trading, for example, it's bound to also take a lot of work and sacrifice. Like anything that's worthwhile doing, the higher the reward, the higher the risk, and the higher the input that you have to provide to it. Higher output, you need higher input. You got to view trading the exact same way, man. How can you expect to make millions a year, or even let's say 7 figures a year, and if 90%, if even 70% of traders could do that, you really think the market's gonna let you make $1 million a year? No, because then it's gonna become oversaturated. Everyone and their dad and mom and kid and sister, brother is gonna be trading. No one's gonna be working, put the fries in a bag kind of jobs. Actually, the word job nowadays, people will be censoring that. But anyway, nonetheless, that's not the point. Point is like, you got to think of it from that perspective in terms of the ceiling there is for trading. The profit ceiling is so tremendously high. People that go to college to become a doctor, get a PhD, it takes, what is that? For, I think 8 years. Some people take 12 years because I believe certain, depending on what you want to do as a doctor, certain things you even have to do an extra 4 years of schooling, I believe. I forgot, there's a specific term for it. I forgot what it's called. But point is, like, to make 500K a year as a doctor, some don't even make that. Some people make 200K on the lower end. It takes years and years of sacrifice. So what makes people think trading is going to take like 2 months? I think statistically, from what I've seen online, I think half of people quit within 3 months. It's just an unrealistic expectation to become profitable in 3 months. See, the only time when I'd say you can become profitable in 3 months is if you had a true mentor and someone that's already profitable teaching you. You can definitely learn much quicker. Like 100%, your learning curve for trading will shorten so much. The only reason why it took me an entire year of 12 hours a day is because I didn't really have someone that was consistently profitable teaching me. Like, I would take YouTube free videos, but I'm gonna be honest, a lot of the free stuff on YouTube, majority of it just doesn't work. Otherwise, I wouldn't have paid for like courses. Like, why would I pay for courses if stuff online worked for free? Like, most of the free stuff does not work. At least the advanced free stuff. I'd say like the beginner stuff, like risk management, knowing how much risk percent per trade, knowing how to trade manage, things of that nature, 100,000,000%. You can just use completely free YouTube to learn that and figure that stuff out, because that's very basic stuff that there's no need to pay to learn. How I can really compare it, honestly, is kind of like in a sense where think of it like this. Let me think of a way to describe it. Think of it like elementary school. In elementary school, middle school, high school, it's free. For most countries, it's free, right? I think every country should be free. But you're learning the basic foundational stuff. That's why it's free. But as you go to college, at least in the US where I live, it's not free. It's very expensive. It's extremely expensive, actually, for majority of people. And the prices, from what I've heard, they keep rising. And so you have to consider that's just how you should view trading education between YouTube free content and paid content. Paid content is going to take you to that next step in your profitability. Free content is like high school. It builds you that free foundation. There's no need to be paying for free foundational level knowledge. That's why I have my beginner's course in my WOP website completely for free of charge. There's no reason for me to charge you guys to learn foundational stuff that you can find for free on YouTube. But of course, there's reason for me to charge you knowledge of my strategy that you can't just find everywhere on YouTube, put in one place. Eight years plus 2 postdoctorate? Damn, 10 years. That's a long time. I went through the doctorate degree trenches. I mean, you went through it, you completed it. I'm sure it's paid off in some way, right? Like ROI. Like, it's probably mad expensive, but I think it's like 400K, if I'm not mistaken, for most people for that much time. But of course it pays off. You know, doctors make a great living right after. It's just about whether or not you really want to take that risk. I'm gonna be honest, it's not the same type of risk as trading. But you, like, look at it this way, like being a doctor, the risk of getting a job or getting paid, I guess, is a lot lower than trading. Trading, there's no like guarantee that you'll ever become profitable or make money in trading. But there's obviously a guarantee, like if you get a job as a doctor, you'll get paid, right? So most people do get a positive ROI. There's some people that I've heard that don't get a positive ROI from doing the doctorate path just because I think they can't get into medical school is what I've heard, or pass exams to get into medical school. If you can't pass that or get into medical school, then of course, like, it's not going to work out. Because then you're stuck with just like a bachelor's when you need more than that. But in trading, you got to think about it this way. What's the benefit of being a doctor? Well, you get probably 10th percentile pay, I believe. Not entirely sure. You get paid a good amount. It's positive ROI. But what's the disadvantage? Time. Like most jobs, like basically almost every job, every 9-to-5 job. Probably should censor the word job, but like every 9-to-5 job, you're getting paid for your time. I don't think there's a single, actually except for sales maybe, but most jobs, yeah, you get paid for your time. Like obviously knowledge, but like in terms of pay rate, it's based on time for the most part. And in trading, it's the opposite. You don't get paid for your time at all in trading. You get paid for your decision-making skills in trading. So that's why like traders like me, when you go full time, you have so much free time. Like the amount of free time I have is pretty absurd. Like once I'm done trading, there's nothing for me to do. I could do whatever I want. I trade for the most part Asia session and New York session. For those that are not new here, you guys already know that. For those that are new here, now you know. But I could literally just decide to trade just New York session and still like pay for living expenses and be completely chill. Like I don't have to worry about a single thing. I can just trade New York session and it's only like 1 to 3 hours. Sometimes I even end my session just within the hour because I catch a super nice high risk reward trade and I could just call it a day if I wanted to. But for the most part, it's usually 1 to 3 hours at least, and that's it. I can also do it wherever I want. Most jobs, there's no location freedom unless you're doing something in like computer science. Then, yeah, you can do remote work, but most people, they work in person. You don't have time freedom or location freedom. You can have like some sort of financial stability. But again, like I tell you guys, man, the potential profit ceiling for trading is so high. Trading from a financial perspective, from a time perspective, from a location perspective. I think that's why there's a good amount of people. I'm not going to mention names because that's probably not something I should do in terms of privacy reasons. But there's some of you guys that are mentorship students. Some of the course members have told me in DMs that you guys work a good paying job. Like you have a pretty stable career, good paying job. You don't have really too much debt or any debt at all. But the reason why you're trading and learning how to trade is because you are missing the financial, or you're missing the time and location freedom. Not always necessarily money. Sometimes it is for money, financial freedom, but a solid amount of you guys also just want that time and location freedom, man. Which is something that no matter what job you do, you just can't get with a job. If you're working for someone else, you just can't get that time and location freedom for the most part. So those are two things that are like in training, I'd say, that are like completely different. That are not really obtainable. You know, some people also value time, freedom over money. There's nothing wrong with that. A session chops me up, mainly because I'm trading NQ. Yeah, that's the reason why, Bio. I've streamed trading ADA session on here before. One time it was a 4-hour trade just to hit break even and it goes to TP. The other time I traded, we ended Forward Sword up on live stream on YouTube here, but it was like a 4-hour live stream and the trades took forever to hit TP. It was so choppy. Just whatever session you're picking, let's see what NQ is doing so far. Came back to OB mitigation. Most of you guys are probably out of this trade, I assume, or if you're still holding, you can hold, but or manage your trade. But nonetheless, like, what was I gonna say? Don't trade. Try not to trade indices during the A session. I trade gold during the A session for the most part because gold moves. Gold has very nice volatility during Asia. It is important though, for sure, to like pick the right asset trade during which session. Definitely. Very important. Don't want to be trading chop. Now there is a way you can trade chop actually. I'll tell you guys for just on here, for those that are watching stream. The way to trade chop really is just limit orders. Because especially if the range is small, if you're waiting for entry model confirmation, you'll likely already be chopped up by then. Price already made the move already. So usually limit orders with big stop losses is kind of how you'll be able to trade chop, to be honest. So you have to adjust your parameters. You guys see what I'm saying? You have to adjust your strategy, or you don't change your strategy. You keep the same strategy, but you have to adjust the way you enter sometimes and the way you manage your trades, depending on conditions. Like, obviously, if AJ is going to chop, you really want to just make sure that you're trading with like limit orders preferably. Or I even talked about this within the course, but you wait for sweeps. If you're trading a chop, just wait for a liquidity sweep instead of taking like POIs. Just wait for the external sweep first. Thanks. I'll look at GC during Asia. What about 6J during Asia? It seems to move pretty well during the Asia session. What's 6J again? Is that USD JPY? because for the most part, I'm only for futures. I'm only familiar really with GC, WTI, which is oil, and then 6E, which is Euro USD. USD JPY. Oh, USD JPY. Yeah, 100%. USD JPY is gonna move very nicely during Asia because JPY is an Asian currency. It's gonna move. Sometimes it moves even better during Asia than New York session. I used to trade forex, so yeah, I remember I used to trade USD JPY, not the futures version, but forex. But yeah, 100%. It should move very nicely during Asia. If you guys are new here that just found out my YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe, hit a notification bell so you guys don't miss future streams where I call it trades like this trade right here, for example, on stream. If you're not in the free Discord, make sure to join up in the free Discord server, man. We got tons of free educational resources for you guys to take advantage of. No, you don't need to pay at all a single dime or dollar. You can use FX Replay if you want to do some back testing. But if you want to learn from me and see how I trade, you can check out the 100 Sword course. But there's the link to the free Discord server. I really want to be able to grow my community, like the Discord server, to 1,000 members. I think we can easily do 1,000 members before the end of this year. I want to see if we can hit 2K members in a Discord by the end of this year. That would be my ultimate goal. I want to make like a pretty big size community. Right now we have a solid size community. We have about 800, like 40-ish members, I believe. But I want to kind of grow it, honestly, more, because I feel like it's less lonely if we have more people in the Discord. Also, easier to share trading ideas, how others view the markets too. It's gonna be beneficial to everyone, really, whether you're in the paid Discord chat or you're in the free Discord chat, to just be able to share these trade ideas and your view of the market to everyone. It's gonna help everybody out, not just like yourself, but other people too. You guys can learn from each other. Some of you guys trade different pairs. I think there's one person in the group that trades oil, I believe, which is what I used to trade before I got real busy. And then most of you guys trade NQ, which is what I know. There's also people trading gold. I think gold is the second most traded pair, and then ES is the one of the lowest ones, which is funny because I trade ES, but hey man, I get it. If it's slow, it's slow. I might even, you know what? Since you guys are all trading NQ, you guys probably sharing. I see a lot of you guys trading NQ charts. I might try trading NQ for next month, like purely just trading NQ and see how it goes. I've never done that. So if you guys that are trading NQ think that might be helpful, I'll try trading NQ next month and see how my stats compare trading NQ versus ES. I can honestly already anticipate I'll probably get swept out more because it's higher volatility, but we'll see. I mean, any of you guys trade anything exotic? When I say exotic, I mean like there's corn. Biochem, what do you trade? NQ or ES? Yeah, there's cattle, there's corn, there's hog, there's lean hogs, which is so funny. It's hilarious. What's up, R? How you doing? Did you take any trades today? Yeah. All right. If you can watch, we can replay and go back to stream today. We took this trade right here on stream in front of everyone here. The long there, I TP just for 1R, but it ran through your sword, taking out that inducement above. So, but that was really the only trade I took today. The other trades were just sample trades that I was doing a lesson on how you can counter and scalp and still like maintain an extremely high win rate. But the last trade you see there is the one we took together on stream here, everybody. It's off a daily POI, and Q had a SMT that I was actually anticipating, and it worked out beautifully. Also, I noticed some of you guys in the group were trading before 9:30. I don't know about you guys, but I found trading before 9:30 to have a lower win rate, because 9:30 is the open. If you're trying to look for the expansion or pro trend, it's gonna happen most likely after 9:30 when volatility comes in. It just doesn't make sense for a price to create the expansion move before the market even opens. There's not enough volatility, and even if there was a big move, it's likely to get swept. I'm going to be posting a lot of bootcamp videos this week, next week. But for most likely most of this month, I'm going to be posting a lot of bootcamp videos for the beginners out there. I don't think I'm going to record today's live stream trade we took as a trade recap, unless you guys really want me to. It's a pretty short trade, to be honest. The video is probably going to be like 2 minutes long. But if you guys request it, I can do a free trade recap on here for y'all. That trade. Do you always wait for price to come to a high time frame POI for a reversal? Nope. No, I don't. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to go to a high time frame POI for a reversal. But if price is doing the high time frame move, then 100%. I'm waiting for the high time frame POIs. If it's a high time frame delivery, I'm gonna mostly focus on high time frame POIs. It doesn't make sense to spam every single 1 minute POI on the left side if we're expanding from a high time frame POI. It doesn't make any sense. You're gonna get stopped out too much. But that's why you scalp. If you scalp, you're hitting today at 100% win rate, taking all these count trades. 100%, man. I think a lot of you guys love taking the high RR trades in a group like me, because you guys see me taking them all the time, which is not a problem. But just know, I am taking the high risk reward trades given the proper context. Proper context as in I'm looking for high probability areas to take the reversals off, not looking for low probability reversals to trade on, like counter trend trades. So make sure you understand the difference between the way I trade high risk reward trades and how you guys are trading them, because if you're just spamming entry models after every single sweep or whatever, it's not going to work. Your winner is going to be low. Not saying you can't be profitable. You might be able to become profitable, but winner is going to be super low. How many of you guys here trade Forex, by the way? Or still trade Forex? But almost everyone especially if you're new trading, are trading futures. It's just so much. There's so many more benefits to futures. One easy benefit I can really mention right now is tax benefits. If you're trading futures, I'm not a financial advisor when I say this, by the way. I'm just speaking for myself, but the 60-40 rule for tax for futures is so nice. 60% is tax at long-term gains, and 40% is short-term. Instead of 100% tax at short-term, like most trading, you have it being split almost 50-50, where it's getting taxed at a less rate, which is absolutely amazing, because over a long period of time, it really does add up, guys. You'd be surprised. Tax adds up, man. It adds up, dog. Now, if you're not profitable yet, then yeah, tax isn't really any of your concern. I don't even know how that would even work, but you would write off from what I can recall, you would write off your losses. Depending on where you're from, what countries, some countries have different limits on how much you can write off. Usually for me, in my country, I believe it's like $3,000, I think, per year you can write off for capital. I believe it's called capital gains loss. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's called capital gains loss. It's the internal SMT or external SMT here in this case with ES. I'm hoping tomorrow or Asia session ES can come down here, and I'm expecting a nice expansion move to the upside if we open up in these POIs below during your session tomorrow. So looking forward to longs tomorrow. If those longs fail, always have your plan B. Right, my plan B is this low getting taken out. Looking for longs right after we take out that low. It's really straightforward. I feel like some people overcomplicate trading too much. I think my trading system, once you learn it, it's actually, you can really dumb it down and simplify it. It's basically just trading reversals internally, but trading with the high time frame direction. Do you trade live? Yeah, I trade live here on YouTube for free. Usually I'm streaming like once or twice a week for free here, usually afternoon session. I'll be trading in the Discord for my AM trades, usually if I'm available. But that's only for the Discord members. But if you want to watch, you can feel free to go back to watch all the past live streams I've done, taking trades live. I assume you're new here, Paris, but this is the trade I caught out today on live stream. It later ran about 2.92 risk reward. I TP just for a 1-to-1, but people that held here, it's a nice 2.9. If you took a short, congratulations, it worked out. Short, this is not really a short I would personally be taking most of the times. I'll probably just be taking this long and calling it a day, but the shorts did play out today, here or two. Again, if you guys are new here like Paris, make sure to subscribe, leave a like on the stream. Join in the free Discord server. I'll send the link again for the link there. And if you're interested in like the course and such and my indicators, you can check out the WAP website. It has all the reviews from all my students, testimonials, and then, of course, whatever is left in stock. The mentorship is closed. For those that are wondering. So 101 spots are all filled up right now for mentorship. So once I'm done with my current set of students, or a few, I'll open up spots slowly. But for now, their mentorship is officially closed. I know someone else applied last night. Was it 2 days ago? But unfortunately, they didn't get in the time for the mentorship. So gonna have to wait until I open new spots. The spots is not really a time-dependent thing on when I open up new spots for the mentorship. It's more so based on the progress of my current students, the current batch of students I'm working with. how they're progressing, are they profitable yet or not. Then that's when I decide to open up a new spots. I like to limit my time for each student, so I don't usually do it based on like a month-to-month basis where I open up spots monthly. It just depends on how well the students are doing and how fast they're progressing in the current batch, and then usually go from there. Today was definitely very bearish, man. But you can see even on a bearish day, there's scalps to be made. If you took every single scalp to the upside, if you want to count this as if you're scalping this is going to be a break even. So 1, 2, this doesn't count, 3. So it's basically 3 winners today. If you're just looking for scalps, man. If you're just looking for scalps, it's 3 winners. NQ is still holding the low here. Preferably MQ, we can go to this demand here. I think this is on the 30 minutes, 1 hour? 1 hour. I'm gonna mark this real quick for tomorrow. I think we should be there tomorrow, or maybe even by the end of today. That will be ideal to be looking for a bullish bias tomorrow. I think the 2 main things people are trading nowadays is futures and Forex. Actually, okay, so for those that are new here that don't know my trading journey, I also traded options and crypto in the back in the day. I'll add that as an option just out of curiosity. There's someone in the group that trades crypto, that trades Bitcoin, and they said they killed it, I think last month with 2 back-to-back winning trades for 9 reward. But just a quick poll to see what you guys mainly trade here. I'm going to assume most of you guys are trading futures. That's what most people nowadays, especially if you're new to trading, get into. There's so many benefits, tax benefits, very, very low commission on futures trading. And there's also very minimal spread. When you're trading Forex, even on a small Forex account, prop firm especially, the spread it's awful, man. It's like a scam almost. But futures, there's no spread. There's slippage, as in if you put in enough contracts, you're going to get filled at an average higher or lower price. But on prop firms, since you're demo environments, you're not going to have that problem. I used to trade options back in the day, but here's the problem I'll tell you guys the problem with options. Crypto, I've only traded for a month before I just stopped because I felt Bitcoin was just too volatile to trade. Like, there's a difference between gold, which is volatile, and just like Bitcoin, crypto, which is like too volatile. So ES is like a slow grandpa. You know, I guess I'm trading a slow grandpa nowadays, but if it's making me money, who cares? Who cares? Some of you guys might be killing it with crypto trading, and that's, you know, that's cool and all. The problem with crypto for me was mainly just too much volatility. There's a lot of leverage, by the way, in crypto that you can really utilize to your advantage, but the volatility was too much for me. Too many wicks, too much liquidity sweeps. You'd have to adjust your strategy slightly if you're trading crypto. From my personal experience, for options, the problem is theta decay. You have to learn the Greeks in options. You have to learn what strike price to pick, which is the easiest thing to learn in my personal opinion, but the theta decay is trash. The longer you hold your trade, it's a exponential decay curve. So the longer you hold your trade, the more and faster you lose money. If price does not move in a typical trade, if price is currently trading at the price you entered on, like on futures or Forex, you're basically around break even. If you're on options, you're going to be very negative, very red, especially if price has not moved in your direction within like an hour or two. Usually that's why like options trading, you need to be able to, part of it is like luck in the sense that how fast price goes towards your TP. If price goes towards your TP extremely fast as soon as you enter, you're going to have a huge upside because it's going to be an exponential growth of your position percentage. But if it takes a very long time to get to your target, the decay does hit very strong. There's times where I remember when I was trading options where even though price does go in my direction, like let's say I'm in longs and price goes up like 200 points, I'll still be potentially red because I've been holding that trade for maybe 4 hours. It's pretty rare. Most of my trades are 30 minutes long, but there's times where if you're looking for a big expansion, you might have to hold through like a retracement mitigation phase, and that can really mess up your option contracts. The only way you can benefit from data decay in options is if you're selling options, but most people are buying options because you're trading them. Selling options is also extremely risky. Yes, you make money when you sell options to other people that are trading options, because people that are buying options or trading options, you would lose from data decay. But people that are selling options to the people that are buying them to trade them, whether it's a call or put, you actually make money. So data decay is in your favor. But here's the problem with selling options. Your potential loss is more. It can be more than what you put in. So for option contracts, your potential loss is 100% of your position. So whatever your position size is that you risk, your max loss is only 100%. It can't go in the negatives. However, if you are selling options, you can owe debt. So you got to be really careful, man, when you're trading options, especially if you're selling them. You have data decay in your favor, but if you mess up a bit, something happens wicked to the market, you can owe the market a lot of money. Because you'll go in negatives and you actually might owe 2 to 3 times the initial risk you put in. That's why I never tried selling options. It's too risky for me, man. It's way too risky. Who knows like how many times you can lose your money from options. It's way too risky. Forex is just outdated. I think the only time I would probably trade Forex is if you are really invested in a specific pair. For example, if you really like USD, actually USD JPY, someone did mention there's a futures version. For example, if you're invested in like GBP USD or maybe something that doesn't have a futures equivalent, then, you know, of course you kind of have to trade Forex. I hope everyone has ended their day green today. If you ended slightly red, you just want to journal your day today and just keep note to not go for crazy targets. Go for one-to-ones. Scalp the market when you're trying to counter trend like today. The only time where you could go for some like a bigger target would be like what I showed on stream today where we took this trade off the daily PY. I say that's a time when you can go for a bigger target because it's a higher time for PY. It's kind of like the last high time for PY in a sense before go for the lows, though we do have also 30-minute 1 hour below. But it's a high time for PY. It's not like these internal small lows that are getting swept that are taking counter trends. Remember, if you're going to take counter trend trades with a big TP, at that point, you might as well just take the stop hunter continuations. Like, honestly, at that point, you might as well scalp and take the stop hunter. What do I mean by that? So let me explain this real quick. Well, after I explain this, I'll probably end the stream today here, guys, but explain it briefly. You take this one-to-one here, then you immediately take the stop hunter. I explained this actually within an entire course video. It's like a 1 hour long video. I go in depth in how you can scalp towards your entry. Take the reversal right after. If you're expecting downside, you take this one-to-one scalp to scalp into your entry model, the stop hunter that I teach y'all in the course, to then go lower. So in this case, you get a 1-to-1 and a 1 to 2.6. That equates to a 3.6. The only time this fails is if obviously, of course, price does actually make that big move. In that case, no worries. You end up break even because you get a +1 and a -1. You know, you guys got to think of ways to like be able to better adapt yourself to market delivery. And even if you have a red day today, looking for the big moves, it's a-okay. It's completely fine. The other days, past other days, last week, we've had moves where you can take counter trend trades and it does the ultimate big move. So there's no reason to tilt after a day like today. Keep in mind, you want to look at your backtesting data. How often do you have red days? If your red days are 50% of times, today is very, very, very normal. Extremely normal. You shouldn't be hard on yourself for losing on a day like this. If you're just trading the normal system, you've backtested. This is something that's already factored into y'all's trading, man. Some of you guys are actually already profitable as if you stick to the system and be disciplined. Except you don't realize that drawdown is normal, so you tilt when you go in drawdown, and that's where you go wrong. If you're tilting while you're in drawdown, then just think about it. You're never going to become profitable if you can't manage drawdown periods. You're never going to become profitable. You guys have to accept that, man. It was only when I accepted that and accepted that I've done enough backtesting and I just have to be disciplined to become profitable. You have to kind of fake it till you make it, in a sense of, if you've done backtesting, you're already a profitable trader. What's left for you to make a reality is just for you to be disciplined and trade while still in drawdown. Trade your normal system while you're still in drawdown. Don't deviate from your edge. Never deviate from your edge. It's when you deviate from your edge, that is when you lose ultimately in the markets. That's when the market takes your money and you get robbed. Legally robbed. Trading is legally robbing people money from other people. I know that's crazy to say on YouTube, but let's keep it a buck. For every winner, there's a loser in trading. For every buyer, there's a seller. Without people losing, I hate to say it like this, but you want to be happy for unprofitable traders, because you're taking money away from them when you're profitable. The market is like an auction between people winning and losing. But that doesn't mean two people trading a different strategy, one's going to end up negative, one's going to end up positive. That's not true. Both sides can win in trading too. It just all depends on how you manage your trading and where your stop loss and TPs are. Both people can win, even if you're taking a short and a long. Both sides can definitely win. All right, guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed today's stream and took away some nice little nuggets, some insights, whether or not you took the trade today that I caught out on stream for 1 or 3 year sword. That's completely up to you. But I hope you guys did take away something from today's stream, man. If you guys are new here, subscribe. Join the free Discord server if you're not in there already. And ultimately, if you want to learn my entire strategy system, check out my website, link down below in the chat. And I'll see you guys in there, man. Peace out.
sky ties, pushing numbers till they sing golden wings to free. Fortunes made and debts are laid. Candlesticks like midnight stars, every trade a brand new start. With each click the world we change, boundless joy we can arrange. Market dreams we craft in secret books. Where to go with the wisdom that you hold. Boards, education blessed in story words. Under moonlight wisdom we traverse towards. Ether's call in a digital space. Risk and reward in a daring chase. Strategic moves we embrace and face in descent. each tick and flick, we let it fly, chasing starlit profits, never asking why. Started charts in one hand held tight, following trends through the endless night. Dreams of fortune lit up so bright, in the world of numbers we take flight. Graphs and trades in a mystic glow, patterns dance in the ebb and flow. In this realm where few dare to go, we find the secrets only insiders know. Trade your dreams in the market sky, Essential Traders University. We reach for high with each tick and flick, we let it fly, chasing starlit profits, never asking why. Knowledge shared in whispers and chords, market dreams we craft in secret boards. Education blessed in story words, under moonlight wisdom we traverse towards. Ethers call in a digital space, risk and reward in a daring chase. Strategic moves we embrace and face, in this sacred sphere we find our place. Trade your dreams in the market sky, Essential Traders University. We reach for high with each tick and flick, we let it fly, chasing starlit profits, never asking why. Never asking why. Each tick and flick, we let it fly, chasing starlit profits, never asking why. Started charts in one hand held tight, following trends through the endless night. Dreams of fortune lit up so bright, in the world of numbers we take flight. starts the race. Charts lit up like stars in space. Numbers roll across the screen, dreaming big, the winning green. Laptop glowing in the night, candles burn and dollars fly, pushing through that fear and dread. The market's where you're being led. Oh, traders, keep your heads held high, navigating stormy sky. Essential Traders University, the place where you will set you free. In the trenches, buy and sell, riding waves, you'll do so well. Knowledge is your strongest tool, from the school where trading's cool. Trading highs and trading lows, feel the rhythm ebb and flow. Stand firm through the thick and thin, victory is what you'll spin. Never shift, but don't you flinch. Just one more inch. Every dip can turn to gold with the wisdom that you hold. Trading highs and trading lows, feel the rhythm ebb and flow. Stand firm. Traders, keep your heads held high, navigating stormy sky. Essential Traders University, the place where you will set you free. In the trenches, buy and sell high, navigating stormy sky. Essential Traders University, the place where you will set you free. In the trenches, buy and sell, riding waves, you'll do so well. Knowledge is your strongest tool, from the school of trading school. Numbers and sell, riding waves, you'll do so well. Knowledge is your strongest tool, from the school of trading school. Trading highs and trading lows, feel the rhythm ebb and flow. Stand firm through the thick and thin, victory is what you'll spin. Numbers shift, but don't you flinch. Just one more inch. Every dip can turn to gold with the wisdom that you hold. It starts the race. Charts lit up like stars in space. Numbers roll across the screen, dreaming big, the winning green. Laptop glowing in the night, candles burn
market's where you're being led. Oh, traders, keep your heads held high. Navigate in stormy sky. Essential traders, university, the place where you will set you free. In the trenches, buy and sell. Riding waves, you'll do so well. Knowledge is your strongest tool. From the school where trading's cool. Trading highs and trading lows. Feel the rhythm ebb and flow. Stand firm through the thick and thin. Victory is what you'll spin. Number shifts, but don't you flinch. Just one more inch. Every dip can turn to gold with the wisdom that you hold. Trading highs and trading lows. Feel the rhythm ebb and flow. Stand firm. Traders, keep your heads held high. Navigate in stormy sky. Essential traders, university, the place where you will set you free. In the trenches, buy and sell high. Navigating stormy sky. Essential traders, university, the place where you will set you free. In the trenches, buy and sell. Riding waves, you'll do so well. Knowledge is your strongest tool. From the school where trading's cool. Trading highs and trading lows. Feel the rhythm ebb and flow. Stand firm through the thick and thin. Victory is what you'll spin. Numbers shift, but don't you flinch. Just one more inch. Every dip can turn to gold with the wisdom that you hold. It starts the race. Charts lit up like stars in space. Numbers roll across the screen. Dreaming big, the winning green. Laptop glowing in the night. Candles burn and dollars fly. Pushing through that fear and dread. The market's where you're being led. Oh, traders, keep your heads held high. Navigate in stormy sky. Essential traders, university, the place where you will set you free. In the trenches, buy and sell. Riding waves, you'll do so well. Knowledge is your strongest tool. From the school where trading's cool. Trading highs and trading lows. Feel the rhythm ebb and flow. shift, but don't you flinch. Just one more inch. Every dip can turn to gold with the wisdom that you hold. Trading highs and trading lows. Feel the rhythm ebb and flow. Stand firm. Ooh, traders, keep your heads held high. Navigating stormy sky. Essential Traders University, the place where you will set you free. In the trenches, buy and sell high. Navigating stormy sky. Essential Traders University, the place where you will set you free. In the trenches, buy and sell. Riding waves, you'll do so well. Knowledge is your strongest tool from the school of trading school. Trading highs and trading lows, feel the rhythm ebb and flow. Stand firm through the thick and thin. Victory is what you'll spin. Numbers shift, but don't you flinch. Just one more inch. Every dip can turn to gold with the wisdom that you hold. It starts the race. Charts lit up like stars in space. Numbers roll across the screen, dreaming big, the winning green. Laptop glowing in the night. Candles burn and dollars fly. Pushing through that fear and dread. The market's where you're being led. Oh, traders, keep your heads held high. Navigating stormy sky. Essential Traders University, the place where you will set you free. In the trenches, buy and sell. Riding waves, you'll do so well. Knowledge is your strongest tool from the school of trading school. Trading highs and trading lows. Feel the rhythm ebb and flow. Stand firm through the thick and thin. Victory is what you'll spin. Shift, but don't you flinch. Just one more inch. Every dip can turn to gold with the wisdom that you hold. Trading highs and trading lows. Feel the rhythm ebb and flow. Stand firm. Traders, keep your heads held high. Navigating stormy sky. Essential Traders University, the place where you will set you free. In the trenches, buy and sell high. Navigating stormy sky. Essential Traders University, the place where you will set you free. and sell. Riding waves, you'll do so well. Knowledge is your strongest tool from the school of trading school. Trading highs and trading lows, feel the rhythm ebb and flow. Dreaming big, the winning green. Laptop glowing in the night. Candles burn in the morning, morning, morning bell. It starts the race. Morning bell, it starts the race. Charts lit up like started charts in one hand held tight, following trends through the endless night. Dreams of fortune lit up so bright. In the world of numbers we take flight. Graphs and trades in a mystic glow. Patterns dance in the ebb and flow. In this realm where few dare to go, we find the secrets only insiders know. Trade your dreams in the market sky. Essential Traders University. We reach for high with each tick and flick. We let it fly, chasing stolid profits, never asking why. Knowledge shared in whispers and chords. Market dreams we craft in secret boards. Education blessed in story words. Under moonlight wisdom we traverse towards. Ethers call in a digital space. Risk and reward in a daring chase. Strategic moves we embrace and face. In this sacred sphere we find our place. Trade your dreams in the market sky. Essential Traders University. We reach for high with each tick and flick. We let it fly, chasing stolid profits, never asking why. Never asking why. Each tick and flick, we let it fly, chasing stolid profits, never asking why.
Knowledge. In the morning light we rise, trading dreams and blue sky ties. Pushing numbers till they sing, golden wings to freedom swing.
Charts and graphs like starry skies, learning where the treasure lies. Essential wisdom in our hands, traders turn to make a stand. Financial freedom spreads its wings, echoes softly as it brings liberty in every trade. Fortunes made and debts all laid. Candlesticks like midnight stars, every trade a brand new start. With each click the world will change, boundless joy we can arrange. Knowledge from the best we seek, whispers of success we speak. Guided by our mentor's light, trading till the morning's bright. Wisdom carved in ancient codes, find the secrets on these roads. Every gain and every loss, pay the price and flip the toss. Fortunes made and debts are laid. Candlesticks like midnight stars, every trade a brand new start. With each click the world we change, boundless joy we can arrange. In the morning light we rise, trading dreams and blue sky ties. Pushing numbers till they sing, golden wings to freedom swing. Charts and graphs like starry skies, learning where the treasure lies. Essential wisdom in our hands, traders turn to make a stand. Financial freedom spreads its wings, echoes softly as it brings liberty in every trade. Fortunes made and debts all laid. Candlesticks like midnight stars, every trade a brand new start. With each click the world will change, boundless joy we can arrange. Knowledge from the best we seek, whispers of success we speak. Guided by our mentor's light, trading till the morning's bright. Wisdom carved in ancient codes, find the secrets on these roads. Every gain and every loss, pay the price and flip the toss. Fortunes made and debts are laid.
Candlesticks like midnight stars, every trade a brand new start. With each click the world we change, boundless joy we can arrange. In the morning light we rise, trading dreams and blue sky ties. Pushing numbers till they sing, golden wings to freedom swing.
Charts and graphs like starry skies, learning where the treasure lies. Essential wisdom in our hands, traders turn to make a stand. Financial freedom spreads its wings, echoes softly as it brings liberty in every trade. Fortunes made and debts are laid. Candlesticks like midnight stars, every trade a brand new start. With each click the world will change, boundless joy we can arrange. Knowledge from the best we seek, whispers of success we speak. Guided by our mentor's light, trading till the morning's bright. Wisdom carved in ancient codes, find the secrets on these roads. Every gain and every loss, pay the price and flip the toss. Fortunes made and debts are laid. Candlesticks like midnight stars, every trade a brand new start. With each click the world we change, boundless joy we can arrange. In the morning light we rise, trading dreams and blue sky ties. Pushing numbers till they sing, golden wings to freedom swing.
Charts and graphs like starry skies, learning where the treasure lies. Essential wisdom in our hands, traders turn to make a stand.
Financial freedom spreads its wings, echoes softly as it brings liberty in every trade. Fortunes made and debts are laid. Candlesticks like midnight stars, every trade a brand new start. With each click the world will change, boundless joy we can arrange. Knowledge from the best we seek, whispers of success we speak. Guided by our mentor's light, trading till the morning's bright. Wisdom carved in ancient codes, find the secrets on these roads.
gain in every loss. Pay the price and flip the toss. Candlesticks like midnight spreads its wings, echo softly as it brings liberty in every trade. Fortunes made and debts are laid. Candlesticks like midnight spreads its wings, echo softly as it brings liberty in every trade. Fortunes made and debts are laid. Candlesticks like midnight stars, every trade a brand new start.